YouTube people, this is Jesse, Crowd Collector 01, here today for another Transformers review. Today we'll be reviewing the Fall of Cybertron Voyager class Soundwave. Here is Soundwave in his alt mode. It's almost, it's actually really nice and quite big. I was surprised at just how big this guy actually was. For those of you eagle-eyed Transformers fans out there, this is not Soundwave's weapon. This is actually Sound Blaster's weapon. I do have Sound Blaster here, but you can't really see him right now. But I do have Sound Blaster. I switched out the gold weapon with the red-tipped weapon. I just think that the gold one looks much better with Sound Blaster. And it's the same weapon, just different colors, so I like the red with Soundwave better. But Soundwave does come with a bit of addendum to this review. I will be reviewing the 2-packs, the Minion 2-packs as well, so you guys will get to see the full set of Soundwave's Minions, Rumble, Frenzy, Ravage, Ratbat, Buzzsaw, and Laserbeak. Soundwave comes with Laserbeak, which is this little round data disc. I think first what we'll do is take a look at the data discs and then get into the transformation for Soundwave. So here's Laserbeak. They all have a little push button. It's all a spring-loaded gimmick. And you'll see when I plop it on the table, it'll transform. And there he is, Laserbeak in his bird mode. Really nice. Nice detailing in there. And like I said, it is all spring-loaded. You just hold it down, plug it up, and there you have Laserbeak. And the thing about Laserbeak and Buzzsaw is they are the same mold. Buzzsaw is just a different color. Ratbat is actually the same mold as Laserbeak and Buzzsaw here, but he's slightly different. He's remolded in a couple ways, but the transformation's the same. So I'm going to slow it down for you guys. This is Laserbeak and Buzzsaw. I'm just going to, there's the wings, and they fold out, and Laserbeak and Buzzsaw. Lays him back here to the back. I'm going to do Ravage next, just because I think he's probably, you have to do a little more work with Ravage, but the way he pops out just cracks me up. But I'm going to show you. This is Ravage. What you want to do is just drop him down. And he didn't open all the way. We'll try it again. There we go. And that just looks like Ravage is just dragging his ass on the carpet. That really cracked me up when I first seen it. But to finish him, what you want to do is pull out the tail. Fold down the legs. Like so. And there is Ravage in his cat mode. He's probably, out of every one of the cassettes so far, he's probably the weakest. His transformation back to the cassette is the most fiddly, and he requires the most actual work to get him into his animal form. But the tail, the way you transform back to cassette, you fold the tail up, flip Ravage's head down, and the arms down, flip this back panel up. Then you just gotta, this is where it gets a little fiddly. You gotta rotate the legs to that point. You stop with them facing downward, with the point facing downward, and then you have to collapse it in. Finish rotating these up, like so, and then push it together the rest of the way. So he requires the most work out of all the Minions. The black does look good with a lot of the nice silver paint detail. But slowing him down, what happens is the legs pop out. This back panel flips back, and Ravage's head and arms flip out. And that's kind of a slow down play-by-play of how Ravage opens up. How he burst into the cassette mode. Or the Panther. Panther. We'll lay him back there to the side. We'll move on. And speaking of Ravage, when you get Ravage, Rumble, Frenzy, and Ratbat, they do come with these really nice cassette holders. They just, in cassette, they just slide down in there, and it's got a little cutout hole here so you don't accidentally trigger them. And it's actually really nice plastic. I was surprised. They actually feel better quality than the Minions themselves, which was a nice surprise. We'll move on to Ratbat, which is the pink, gold, and black cassette. I hit the button to lay the little thing off to the side. And like I said, he transforms exactly the same as Buzzsaw and Laserbeak. Just pop it, and it flips up. The difference is in Laserbeak and Buzzsaws is these wings are slightly remolded. The obvious difference is the head, which is actually a, if I can get it to focus. It's wanting to focus on, which is a really nice head sculpt. The got a nice Decepticon logo on the head, black ears. He's very, very, he's a Ratbat. He's definitely a Ratbat. This section back here is remold, different feet. This remolding here is different. But yeah, exactly the same as transformation as Laserbeak and Buzzsaw. And the detailing on these guys is really nice. All this is really nice, clean and crisp paintwork on here, which is really cool. Just flip him out like so. Set him back to the side. We'll move on to Frenzy. And Hasbro finally settled the debate for us. Rumble is blue, Frenzy is red, as the packaging says. He's just a red cassette with the silver detailing. To transform him, what you want to do is hit the button under the bottom. These are the legs that flip out. You'll see they kind of flipped. The waist straightens up, flips down, and the arms flip out. A recommendation when you are rotating these arms, I like to apply some downward pressure, because I've noticed that these arms are just a little friction post and port, and they kind of like to come off as you're rotating them. Then what you want to do is just raise the feet up like so, and there you have Rumble, or Frenzy. I said Rumble, but really nice. The head sculpt is kind of nice. Let's see if I can get it to focus on it here. There it goes a little bit. It's kind of an odd head sculpt, and Rumble's looks exactly the same, only in blue. But all in all, he's not bad. We'll set him back in the back. We'll move on to Rumble, which is exactly the same as Frenzy, except he's a really nice blue, teal, and silver color. And he also has the worst gapping issue. He's got a worse gapping issue than Frenzy, and I don't know why, because they're the same mold, but he seems to have a really nasty gapping issue there. So just rotate his arms down, flip up the toes, and there you have Rumble. He's exactly the same as Frenzy, just blue, no remolding differences. That's all exactly the same. But really nice. I like Rumble's blue. He's a really nice shade of blue. Out of all the cassettes so far, I think that, let me figure out here why Rumble is lopsided. Okay, there we go. I think out of all the cassettes that's out so far, I think my favorite is the Ratbat, because there's very few Ratbats in Transformers continuity. It just doesn't seem like you get very many official Ratbats, and that is a really, really nice Ratbat. See if I can get it to focus on it. It just is a really nice Ratbat. It's a really nice sculpt. I know they weren't really so much in the game, but I hope that we get some more of these guys. I'd like to see a Slugfest and an Overkill. I think that would be a cool option for the cassettes. So I'm going to move all these guys out of the way, and we'll move on to Soundwave. Soundwave, go ahead and unplug his weapon. And the whole cassette gimmick, it will work in vehicle mode. It's the same as it will in robot mode. There's a little button right here. You just hit it, and it'll flip that down. And what you're supposed to do, and the reason I'm not going to show this gimmick off, is when you put the cassettes in, they feel really, really tight. Like a lot of force is actually needed to get it into the hole. And to plunge it out, you would just slide this forward, and you'll see that puts that out. That is what causes it to plunge forward. But I don't like doing it just because it seems like it's really tight, and it takes a lot of force to actually force the cassettes out of the chest, and I'm afraid that these are going to break. I might try taking some sandpaper, since I have two, on the Sound Blaster one, and rubbing on the inside of that hole, and see if I can't shave it down enough that these glide in a little bit easier. But that's why you won't see me actually do the gimmick in the review. So to transform, what you want to do, slide this forward, grab these rear leg sections, they disconnect. Got some nice ratchets, best ratchets we've seen in a little while. Flip the wheels around, do the same on this side, flip it down, flip the wheels down. Then what you're going to do is pull these arms up. Again, really nice ratchet joints, really, really nice. And then what I like to do is kind of pull this up, and you'll see it's on this kind of a hinge system here. Just pull it back, and I like to get my fingers in here and split these like so, and just push the chest down into place. The reason I like doing all this first is so you can get a better grasp, because what happens is this waist section here is tabbed into the back, and I don't like prying on it with it closed, because it feels like you put a lot of force on this cassette door, and it's actually pretty thin right there. Like, that's the actual cassette door, and this is on the hinge system that makes the front of the vehicle, so it's actually on a pretty thin piece of plastic, and I'd be afraid with a lot of force that it would break off. So I try to be fairly careful with it. I have to just grab it up here behind the cassette door and here at the waist and plug it together. Let's see. I'm going to have to adjust the camera. Then what you want to do is come up here, grab the sides of these arms, rotate them up on this hinge while you fold the wheels back. Take the part that was covering the head, rotate it to the back of the arm, and come under here and pull out the hand, like so. And then you're going to do the same thing on this side. Just flip out the hand, and then on the back here, you're going to pull it completely out, pull it down, rotate this blue part up. This is the plunger you use to plunge out the cassettes. Then you're going to grab it, push this part on the pin down, and that's actually really rough to do that. Collapse it, and then fold the wheels back. And there you have Soundwave in his robot mode. And you can place the weapon on the shoulder. There's a nice little peg hole right there. Pegs in pretty effortlessly. So there we have Soundwave in his robot mode. Really, really nice. Excellent figure just on his own. And I would recommend getting Sound Blaster with Soundwave, like I did. I've actually got both of these off Hasbro Toy Shop. Or not Hasbro Toy Shop, ToysRUs.com. And they look really good together. I actually like swapping the weapons. I think the gold-tipped blaster fits Sound Blaster much better than Soundwave. But there they are side by side. And we'll just bring in the minions. Here we have Ravage, Buzzsaw. Seems like they really missed a point with Ravage and Laserbeak, there's no real way to, other than them popping out of the chest and transforming when they hit the ground, there's no real interaction. You can't really put them anywhere that they will balance. Well, kinda, but it just kinda doesn't work. I would like to have been able to do some nice poses with the cassettes on them, which would have been pretty cool with Laserbeak on the arm and stuff, but you really can't do that because it's just one solid piece. There we have Laserbeak, Rumble, Ratbat. Ratbat's out of shot. Let's see if we can get Ratbat. We'll squeeze Ratbat back here on top of Buzzsaw. Maybe we'll just, there we go. Sound Blaster will hold Ratbat there. And there we have Frenzy. And Frenzy doesn't want to stand up either. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this review of the Minion 2-packs and the review of Fall of Cybertron, Sound Blaster, and Soundwave, which are excellent figures just in their own right, are excellent just on their own, even without the inclusion of these little guys. They are quite awesome on their own. Definitely worth a pickup. Don't forget to like my Facebook fan page, and like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. This is Grave Collector 01 signing off.
A burden I never wanted, I'm getting close to overload. It has been far too